Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Massa English Quiet Time. Today text is Second Chronicles chapter 29, verse 26 through 31. Let's read it first. All right. Let the Levites stood with the instruments of David, and the priest with the trumpets. Then Hezekiah commanded that the burnt offering be offered on the altar. And when the burnt offering began, the song to the Lord began also, and the trumpets accompanied by the instruments of David, king of Israel. The whole assembly worshipped, and the singers sang, and the trumpeters sounded. All this continued until the burnt offering was finished. When the offering was finished, the king and all who were present with him bowed themselves and worshipped. And Hezekiah the king and the officials commanded the Levites to sing praises to the Lord with the words of David and of Asaph the seer. And they sang praises with gladness, and they bowed down and worshipped. Then Hezekiah said, You have now consecrated yourself to the Lord. Come near, bring sacrifices and thank offerings to the house of the Lord. And the assembly brought sacrifices and thank offerings, and all who were of a willing heart brought burnt offerings. All right. Let's see. All right. I abbreviate a couple of important point in here. What does it say? The worship of Hezekiah. He restored the worship, in his time. So worship is so important. Worshiping life should be our lives. And Romans chapter 12, 1 or 2 is living sacrifices. Jesus died for us. He was offered instead of us, and everything is already offered to the Lord. That's why. So we come in the name of with the trusting the works of the Jesus Christ. So in a worship time, we should praise Him. Only God, Holy Trinity. We have to glorify. So this is important. In the Old Testament background, there are three things. When you look at, we really bring something in Leviticus talking about. We bring something, offering something. Yeah, we dedicate our praise, our offering and material money, and also our hearts. Visible, invisible thing together. We just need to offer in a worship time, right? And then in the time of Hezekiah, and so many animals dedicated to the Lord. But in our time, according to Hebrew 10:19, and therefore, let's have confidence, because he entered the Holy of Holies. Jesus entered the Holy of Holies. He did that everything. So we just entered in the name of the Lord. That's why we don't worry about. We don't need to offer so many sacrifices, animal sacrifices nowadays. In our time, we don't need to offer them. So the real true worshiping is just kneeling down before Him. Kadat or Hishtave. So when you say in Korean, and we have a couple of words in worshiping, right? 예배를 드리다, yeah. Or just 예배를 보다, or 예배를 하다. So many words appears in Korean, but all over that words are just appears in the Bible, Leviticus, and then especially Exodus. We see each other. Exodus 24 is talking about the people of God had seen the Lord, and also Hishtave is like doing something. So we should do. Also we should offer also we should see the presence of the Lord. This kind of thing is a real true worship. So true worship, worshiping lives. Bible is teaching us about that, especially New Testament, like Romans 12 already. I indicated to it, and we needed to sacrifice and sanctify ourselves to dedicate ourselves to God. This so restoration of the worship, Hezekiah in his time, is very challenging today. So today we just think about what is a worship. So how can he really restore a true worshiping lives to the Lord, not only on Sunday, just in our real lives every day. So long time ago, we should not be only Sunday Christians. So we live only Christian living in on Sunday, and then just from Monday we live totally different lives. That's really not worshiping lives. So just living sacrifices like that. So we should offer it, as offering to God. So your time, you dedicate your time, your talents, your anything, your gifts, anything, just offer to Him, right? So this is the today application. Have a nice week, and just let's leave. I really want to just read one more verse, exact verse, and the Romans, Romans, I think 12, as I indicated in here, 1 or 2. I appeal to you, therefore, brothers, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. So this is a beautiful verse. So we should present our bodies as a living sacrifice. This kind of life we need. All right. Have a nice weekend.